Right, so welcome back to Exehaven Harbour, beginning of the next episode, which I believe is my 50th episode. Amazing. Anyway, so back to the helix. Now then, as you can see, I've been making some components. Took me a couple of hours just to cut it out, mark it out and drill it out. So basically these are going to help form the supports. They will go over the top of the tubes like that. They all do fit nicely. I have tried it. Okay, so we've got that. Obviously we've got the helix itself there. Now there's two circles there. I've done one as a whole with one cut in it, and then two halves just for a bit of flexibility. And height adjustments. This is for these pipes. That clips on there. I can't do it one-handed, but they do fit on quite tight, but they do adjust. And there's a screw. So when I've got it to the right adjustment for the levels as it comes down or goes up, whichever way you're looking at it, I can screw it in and it'll stay solid. As for the base of the plastic pipe I'm using, one of those will sit at the base and that'll get glued in, so it should be pretty solid. And what I intend to do as well is actually build it on its own sort of separate baseboard, and I'll be using the rest of the MDF sheet that I've got for that. I mean, I won't need all of that by any means, and that'll account for the, if you remember, the bit that comes over the edge of the existing board as well. So I think that's going to work, and it's going to help me actually work on it outside once I've sussed out all my measurements and stuff, and I can put it all together out here, so it'll be much better than trying to fiddle around underneath the baseboards in there. And then once I've done it, I can just slide that baseboard in, screw it in place, and then it'll be nice and secure, he says, hopefully. Well, that's the plan. So we'll see how we get on, and I'll take it from here, and I'll come back to you with regular updates. Right, okay, so that's the baseboard worked out and cut out for the helix. What I'm doing now, which I've done with all the components that I've made so far, is giving them a coat of PVA with a bit of water in. And although the cabin is very well insulated in the winter, it doesn't get damp in there. And I do have a heater on, although this year we'll have to see. I like to just give it a coat, just to give it a little bit more stability, really, a little bit of protection, and it will be fine, whatever happens. So that's where we're at with that. It didn't take too long, so I'll get this painted up. I've got it all marked out, ready for where the helix sits on it. So then I can start making some decisions on how it's going to go. So that's where we're at. Right, so I think that is just about it with the baseboard. Put the bracing on there. That, where my finger is there, or that piece of batten, will actually eventually screw into the baseboard that is there already. So so that's worked out okay. I've tried it, it all fits beautifully, which is unlike me, first go. What's the matter with me today? I stayed up late last night as well, watching the golf. So yeah, so all is good. So what I'm going to do now is start getting the components ready for the helix. So first level, it's not fixed obviously, nothing is. I've just placed 8 of the pole supports in, and I'm going to work it out from here really. I think the one that's furthest over there may have to come out at this stage, because that will be the lowest level runoff, which will go off there. So I think I might move that round just a smidgen. But yeah, the plan is slowly coming together. Stick with me and we'll see how we get on. Right. It seems to be working. Obviously this is just sort of being mocked up at the moment, and annoyingly I've run out of these clips, so I'm going to have to go to B&Q and go get probably another 10, not 10 bags, but another 5 bags to get me up there, but that's halfway and I need to get up to 18 centimetres, and that's got me to 9. So I think just by looking at it, it's okay. I mean, time will tell, obviously, but it's coming together. I'm going to obviously stop now. I'm going to have a bit of a clear up, have a bit of lunch, and then get over to B&Q, and then I'll come back to you. It won't be today, it won't be tomorrow because I'm golf tomorrow. Probably be Wednesday, all being well. So there we go. Obviously I've cut this pipe down. I had 2 long lengths of it, I had plenty of that. And yeah, that just seems to work pretty good. Amazingly. Right, so let's call it the temporary construction is done, and it looks okay. I can move each piece, so let me just get the old finger down there. Where are you? There you go. Can't see it because of the reflections, but these pieces here will move up and down at the moment. So yeah, I've got to test it basically. I've only got one sort of like half of a circle, if you like, of 4th radius set track, and that's been a job in itself, getting enough. I've managed to find somewhere that had some. It's out of stock everywhere, and I think even at Pico they're out of it. So yeah, so anyway, this is how it looks, and I think I've got a feeling it's going to work. Obviously it probably needs some sort of adjustment, and at the moment it is, like I say, it's just temporary. All these sections, or there's 2 sections that I need to join up, which are just like here and just over the other side there, but I'll be doing that obviously as we go along, but I'm just leaving it like this for the minute, and I'm waiting for the track to arrive, and I think the track's coming tomorrow, and I'm going to have to fit up some sort of test rig, and we'll go from there, and then I can really sort of adjust it, make sure everything runs up and down it, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That is just, I think it's a combination of watching lots of different helix, can you call it helix or helices or helixes, on YouTube, and I've come up with a little solution for myself, and that was just basically going over to B&Q with the idea of, first of all, the steel rods with the nuts and washers, and I couldn't, at the time I was there, they didn't really have what I wanted, so I just wandered around another section, the plumbing section, and thought, oh, that pipe would work, and then the clips that go onto the pipes, which would hold the pipe to a wall or whatever, I thought, God, I can use those, and I can adjust them up and down, and I can actually put a screw in them once I've got the right adjustments, and it'll hold everything in place properly. So yeah, this is quite good. Also, what I'm going to do, once I get the track and everything, I'm going to actually sort of, I want to glue everything down and screw it at the bottom to make it secure, but I'm just going to probably put a temporary screw in place for now, and we'll go from there. But yeah, so hopefully in the next day or two, I can't do anything tomorrow because I'm out tomorrow, Friday is kind of gardening day, but I might be able to get some time Friday afternoon, so hopefully we'll do that. Right, so here we are on the test rig on the dining room table before Mrs. Exehaven gets home, although I'm rapidly running out of time. We've got a cushion placed there for safety. I've rigged up a DC circuit just to see if the train will go up. Okay, so there's the helix, and again at this end, this fantastic setup just to make sure that everything works is there, and we have a safety cushion at the end in case I can't get to the controller in time. So let's see, join me now, and let me just get to the controller there. Off she goes. So far so good. I've chosen the class 73 because it's my weakest diesel, and it would be the one that would give me most trouble going up the helix, but as we can see, that's pretty good. Oh, what a shocker. It's worked. I haven't even had to adjust anything. Right, we've got to get over there and just stop that there. Right, let's see, coming back down the other way, I guess. And what we'll do, we'll add some, I've only got 4 carriages in, because that's about all this one can manage on the gradients of Exehaven. So, but for the purposes of this exercise, to see if the helix works, this is the perfect loco, I think. It's a good runner, it's just not got a lot of pulling power. So we'll come back down here, give that a stop, and I'll be back to you in a minute when I've added a couple of carriages to it. Right, so I've added 2 parcels vans, or a parcels van and a gov, and we'll see how this goes. Let's just change it to the right direction. So I can get up there with that. Wow. This is a big surprise. Oh. I can't believe it, to be honest. Wow. That's got up there with hardly any power being put to the loco. That's amazing. Alright, stop. Right, okay, let's run it back down the other way. Sorry for the camera work because I'm doing 2 things at once. So we'll come back and we'll do 4 carriages. See how that works. I might even go and get a couple more just to see how far we can go with the 73, because if that's going to pull more than 4, I know that the others will get up there no problem. Right, that's all good. So we'll stop it there. So we've got some room. Lovely. I'll be back to you in a minute with 4. Right, so here we go. 4 carriages, 3 parcels vans and a gov on the class 73, and off we go. Let's just give her a little bit more because there's 4 on there. Yes, it's a bit more of a struggle this time. Okay, so we'll come back. I think some adjustments need to be made. Bear with me. Right, so sorry about that, camera work. So the adjustments are easily made. So I'm not going to do it because I need 2 hands. But these pieces underneath those shift up and down. So I'm just going to raise or lower as necessary to get this working. So I'll be back to you shortly. Right, okay, so welcome back. 10 minutes or so later, I've made some adjustments. I had done a test run, and we had a couple of, well, we had a train that wouldn't get up there, and then I realised one of the carriages had derailed, So we done that, redone it again, got halfway up, but noticed the engine had derailed. So we've come back down, but I had made some adjustments because I hadn't realised they were derailed. And now, 10 minutes later, after a little bit of a frustrating 10 minutes, we're ready to go again. So just check that that's going the right way. Yep. So here we go. So she does struggle a bit. There's some more fine adjustments, but that was the reason for choosing this loco, because it's the weakest one in the fleet in terms of diesels. Not sure the steam engines will get up and down here, but I've got a feeling the engine's come uncoupled again, derailed again. So it's where I keep fiddling about with it. It keeps coming off the track. So bear with me and we'll do one. Right, so hopefully this time, here we go. Take two. Whoa. A bit heavy on the controls there, so I was trying to do two things at once. So it's still a little bit of a struggle up there, but with everything on the track, it's okay. So what I'm going to do now, a bit worried there, I'm going to go and get another engine and we'll do a check with that, one of the better ones, and we'll see how that copes. I'll keep my hand on the controller. Sorry about the bad filming. There we go. He's in there like that. Right, okay, so we're back again, filming from a different angle because Mrs. Exhaven's home. So she's behind me, doesn't want to be in the video because I don't think she's that interested in the helix. Don't know why. But anyway, so as you can see, we've got the Western Class 52 on it now, and we've got 6. So I'm going to set this off. Hopefully I've got that set the right way. Here we go. Now this has obviously got slightly better pulling power than the Class 73, but that was a good test loco for the start. As she comes around, I'm just getting around to the controller ready to stop it. And there you go, no problem at all. So what we're going to do now is do 8 coaches and call it a day, because I know the powerful locos will get up there with no problem at all. So there we go, I'll be back in a moment. Right, okay, so 8 coaches, and no run-up either, because we don't have the room, and I'm sure this will work better with a bit of a run-up anyway. So now let's just check she's running in the, oh no, not in the right direction there. Okay, so here we go. And that's gone up there without any problem at all, 8 coaches, and that's usually the maximum that I run. Oh, it's worrying. But yeah, we'll call that a successful test today. Well pleased. All I've got to do now is mark on the towers where they sit, and I'll do that, and that'll be it for this episode of Exehaven. And unless I add a little running session at the end, if I get time this week, I'll do that. And there we go, I'm just concentrating on where the end of the track is, where the controller is. There we go. Sorry about the camera work, but it's a little awkward controlling and watching where the train is, because there'd be a major disaster if that went off the table. Okay, so catch you soon. Thanks very much.